Welcome to a Taxware video tutorial. In this video, we will cover setting up an employer for the Winpay Payroll program. To start, let us create a new employer. We will go to line 03, Employer Setup. At the top of the screen, click line 26, Add Employer. We will choose 01, Add Employer manually. A prompt will show up asking for a unique file ID. It is recommended to use some portion of the employer's name as the file ID. After adding the file ID, we will be on the basic information screen. We will need to fill out all of the information here. Under paycheck format, you will need to select what type of check you are printing to, whether that be mid or top. Particular check product numbers are included as an example. If you have checks that aren't quite fitting with the presets, you can edit the check format under the Check Formats button on the main payroll menu. This will not be covered in this video. See the help manual on the top left to get more information on how to edit the check formats. The last important box on the basic information is to check whether this is a live payroll or an after-the-fact employer. If it is an after-the-fact employer, check box 21. Next, we will set up the income categories. Click on line 23, Income Categories, at the top of the screen. Here you will put in the line items that will appear on the pay stubs and set whether the categories should add towards things like federal withholding, Medicare, and FUTA. For this video, we will only put in regular wages, but other items that frequently go here are things like salary, overtime wages, and sick time used. Once you are finished, press OK. Deduction categories are next. They are much the same as the income categories. Click line 24, Deduction Categories, at the top of the screen. For this video, we will add insurance to the deduction categories. Withholding, Social Security, and Medicare will automatically be included as deduction categories, so we only need to put in extra deductions that might take place. We will also check the boxes of which withholdings it should affect as well. Once you are finished, press OK. If you will be using direct deposit for this employer, you will now fill out the bank information. Click on line 25, Bank Information, at the top of the screen, and fill out the information here. We will not be covering direct deposit in this video, so if you have questions about it, make sure you read the help documentation or call support if you have further questions. We will press OK until we are back to the main menu. Now that we have our employer set up, it is time to set up our employees. We will click line 02, Employee Setup. At the top of this screen, click Add Employee to add an employee. You will be asked for a unique file ID for the employee. Again, there is a 6-character limit, and we recommend using some portion of their name as the identifier. Once entered, we will be taken to the Employee Basic Information screen. We will fill out this information now. Once this basic information is filled out, we will click line 14, Payroll Info. Here, we will enter in their payroll information. Once finished, press the OK button. From here, we will enter their default rates in units. Click line 15, Rates in Units, at the top of the screen. On this screen, we will enter in the default for whenever we make a new check for them. For this client, their pay rate is $12 an hour, so in the rates section, we will put 12. If they were salary, instead we could put the rate at their salary and the default units to 1 so that every paycheck it would automatically add their salary to the check. Lower down, we will also put in their medical insurance deduction. For this employee, their rate will be 100 and the default unit will be 1. Once we are finished, we will press OK. If the employee will be using direct deposit, we could now put in their direct deposit information. We would click line 16, Direct Deposit, at the top of the screen and fill out the information here. Again, this will not be covered in this video. We are done with this employee, so we will press OK. If you have more employees, you will repeat the preceding steps until all employees are input. It is important that all information in payroll is correct from the get-go, so take your time to review all of the information you have put in up until this point. We are now ready to add our first paycheck. We will click line 01, Paychecks. From here, we will click line 01, Journalize New Paycheck, and double-click on the employee we want to make a paycheck for. If you are journalizing all of your paychecks at the same time for a given pay period, you will want to double-click on the top employee. On the paycheck menu, we will enter the pay period, as well as the amounts for the paycheck. The tax and withholdings on the left will be automatically calculated as we go. Once finished, we will press OK, At this time, if we had more employees, the program would ask if we would want to journalize the next check. We are now ready to print the paycheck we just created. To do so, we will press Reports at the top left. On the left column, select Paychecks. On the right column, double-click P1 New Paychecks. We will see a list of the paychecks that have yet to be printed. You can uncheck any paychecks that are not ready if you wish to print them at a later date. We will put in the starting check number on the bottom right, as well as the check date. When you are satisfied, press OK and the paycheck will print. If you ever need to reprint a paycheck, you can do so from the Reports menu. Click Paychecks on the left-hand column, and double-click P2 Reprint Existing Paycheck. Check the boxes of the paychecks you would like to reprint, and press OK. This concludes our video on getting started with payroll. If you have any questions regarding your payroll software or require additional help, please call Taxware support at 1-800-877-1065 or send an email to support@taxwaresystems.com. Thank you for choosing Taxware.